Hi everyone, welcome to Tarot Card Basics. First we're going to start off with what the tarot cards look like and how they're organized. There are two different sections of the tarot cards. One is called the Minor Arcana, one is called the Major Arcana. The Minor Arcana is organized very much like a regular deck of playing cards. There's 78 cards in that deck. Now let's take a look at what they look like. There are 4 suits, just like in a regular deck of playing cards, excuse me. Let's start with the wands. All of the suits start with an ace, very similarly to a deck of playing cards. The wands symbolize fire and the element of fire, and that usually means change. It goes from ace all the way chronologically through the number 10, if you can see that very last card. I'm not focused. All the way through 10. So it's 9, 8, 7, and so on. All of the pictures have wands in them. And you'll see right here, like number 3, this is number 3, has 3 wands in them. And each picture uses symbolism to help you better interpret the cards. We'll talk a little bit about that later. The next suit are the cups. This is the Ace of Cups. Cups represent the element of water, as you can see from this picture. Water represents emotion, and if you have a lot of cups in your spread, you're probably talking about issues of the heart, things that matter most to your heart. This is what number 10, all the way up to 10. The next suit is the suit of swords. That is the element of air. We of communications. And here's what some of our sword cards look like. Some of these look pretty scary, but when we talk about what they mean and how to interpret them, you'll see that some of them, especially many people, get scared by this one. It looks very, in this one also, they look very overwhelming. But let me just say that I gotta look in the camera for this, very important. The tarot cards do not predict death. All right, I know I have a lot of people who are afraid, who talk to me and say, Dawn, I'm afraid, I don't know what the tarot cards are going to say to me or what messages I'm going to get. If you ever go to a tarot card reader who is predicting death, walk out. The cards don't do that. You hear it from me first. All right. We'll come back to these cards in a moment. Let's go to the next suit. The next suit is Pentacles. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles represent earth, money, work. If you get a lot of pentacles in your spread, you're talking a lot about working and money and things of that nature. Now, the cards of the Minor Arcana talk about everyday issues. So you'll see these quite often. Every suit also has court cards. Now, in a regular deck of playing cards, you have Jack, Queen, and King. In the tarot cards, you have, well, each deck is a little different. I'm using the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and these suits are pages, knights, queens, and kings. So each suit, like, we'll go back to the wands here. This is the Page of Wands, and pages usually represent children. If you see a page in a spread, usually represents children. Here's the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Here are the Knights. Knights are young men. Could sometimes be young women, depending on what's going on in the spread. Young person. like late teens, early 20s type. Queen is a woman, obviously. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the King, usually a man. Actually, always a man. Older gentleman. Okay, so that's the minor arcana. Sorry for my camera work, I apologize. So that's the minor arcana. Now, the second part, I said there were two parts of the tarot deck. And I'm just gonna get my notes, make sure I don't leave anything out. The major arcana has 22 cards in it, and these are usually the cards that talk about bigger issues, the human experience, the overall things that people need to learn in their lifetime. Not everyday issues, but bigger issues. It starts at 0. So let's take a look at this, at these cards, the major arcana. All right, excuse me. We start with the Fool. It's card 0. It doesn't have a number. It's just like a person who starts out their journey. The Fool is about to embark on his journey. Much like we do in life, we don't really look where we're going. We just walk. And we go all the way through, and there's just so many different ways to interpret these. It's just so beautiful, the major arcana. I mean, I could say so much about each one, but since this is a tarot basics, I'm not really going to go into it too much. And that's 0 through 10. We'll go back and go to 11. Okay, I just said the tarot doesn't predict death. And here's Death card. Well, death is never really interpreted in the physical sense. When you think of death, death is the ending of something. And so it's your job as the tarot reader to figure out what's ending, what cycle is ending. Remember, the major arcana discusses and explores the major things in a person's life. So perhaps some part of their life is ending, like their relationship or their job, or maybe they're ending college and going into the working world, so their life as a student is over now. You know, death can mean so many different things. And the Devil scares a lot of people. Again, not in the biblical sense. We're talking about symbolism here. Just like the Death card was a symbolic death, the Devil is a symbol also. A symbol of selfishness, of deceit, basically of negative things to watch out for. And that's the major arcana. So that's what they look like. And you know what, maybe I should do, yeah. So that's what they look like. I'm gonna end it here and start a new section for interpreting them.